Well, I thought I'd take just a few minutes more this morning before I go out for my bike ride, because today I'll put on, if everything goes right, hopefully it'll go right, I will cross 2,000 miles on my Specialized Sirrus. I got it back in May. It is now the September 30 today. And so today it's got 1,980 miles and some change right now, and I'm going to ride between 22 to 25 miles today, if everything works right. And so I'll make it over that 2,000 mile mark on the bike today. So since I've had it, of course, this entire bike thing is a learning experience to me. I started riding I've got a little mountain bike, a Genesis GS 29 that I started riding on, and when I bought it the summer of 2015. And when I bought it, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself that I knew that they'd put in all these sidewalks around my house. When I bought my place, it was in the country. When I built my house, it was out in the country, but now there's housing developments kind of all around me, and they've built up and so that all of the streets, the roads are near me, are sidewalks, or they have bike paths. And so I thought, well, I'd be able to do, and in my mind, I'd take my dog and I'd take her for a ride, and I'm thinking, 5-mile rides and so forth. And so I started out doing that, knowing really nothing really about riding bicycles other than just, little 30-minute pleasure rides with my grandkids. And so I began reading up and found this Specialized Sirrus online. I read specs, details, and did some research on bikes. Found the Specialized, found that it was sold by a dealership, sold at a dealership near my house. That it included with the purchase of the bike free tune-ups and all of that, as long as I had the bike. And so got it. So since I've had it, I've learned quite a bit about riding. I still don't know anything, but I've learned quite a bit more than I knew before. And so the issues that I've gone through. Both of the tires, original tires, are now off the bike. One of them got a hole in it almost immediately, and after fighting flat tires just constantly, I finally decided to do away with that tire because of it had a little hole, and it seemed like every time I hit anything, I'd get it'd puncture the inner tube in that very same spot. And so of course when I replaced it, I replaced both tires with the gator skins. A friend of mine recommended I get gator skins, and so I bought those, and I got about 400 miles on the first pair of gator skins that I had on it, and had one of them. I ran over a piece of broken glass, and it sliced the tire just wide open. So I have a brand new. So I've got a new on one of those. So I've gone through the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tires since I've had it in this 2,000 miles. We've replaced the derailleur with, they said, an upgraded version. When I bought it, there was I was told that I had a warranty with it, and yet the warranty has really turned out to be not useful to me. What they told me when the derailleur just wasn't working, and it wasn't shifting right, and so when I took it back to the place, they said, well, yeah, we could take that. All we could do is take the derailleur off. We would ship it back to Shimano. Shimano would investigate it and determine whether it was a warranty issue or not. Or he said, I could give you an upgraded derailleur at cost. And so that's what they did. It wasn't that much money to do that. It shifts much better, but it doesn't shift quite right. I kind of wonder right now if it might be the shifters themselves that might need some help, because what happens is it kind of, as I shift, it'll delay, and if I just touch the shifter, sometimes it'll go the rest of the way into gear. And now it's getting close. I mean, I need to take it back in for a tune-up, and now that it's got 2,000 miles, I'll take it back in and just have them do another look over just real quick. And And I will suggest that they look at the shifters as well. But it kind of seems like it's starting to shift a little bit funny as well. The other thing I learned is that just because you have free tune-ups doesn't mean it's going to be free. The very first time I took it in for a tune-up, again, total novice about this. The first thing, it had 1,000 miles on it. The first thing they told me is that the chain was worn, that it was stretched, and I need a new chain. And chain should have lasted 1,500 to 2,000 miles, but that I needed a new chain. And then they also said, and when usually what we recommend is that when we put a new chain on, we like to put on a new cassette as well. And I kind of not sure that that was a necessity to do that. I've learned over these 2,000 miles to try to carry some things with me, so I do have a pack. I carry an extra tire or two, or not a tire, but an inner tube. I've got a pump that I have with me as I'm riding. I also have tools, a slight little packet of tools that I've got with me and so forth. And then I've bought things like lights and that kind of thing over the 2,000 miles. I'm pleased with the bike, and I'm a long ways riding since February now. So that would be about, I've got probably about 20 since February 23rd. I've got about 2,600 2,700 miles logged, and I lost some weight, about 30 pounds, but I didn't lose. I'm not continuing to lose. It seems like I've kind of settled off, and I still have some weight that I should lose. When I started riding, it wasn't really so much for the weight as it was a bad knee. But once I started losing some weight, I thought, well, I wouldn't be bad either. I wouldn't mind losing some weight. So it's not like it's just an automatic cure-all and losing weight that way. But I'm ready to go out on my ride this morning, so here I go. All right, well, I thought I would end today's ride with just showing more of a video of my bike. I just finished. My ride says 24.25, but it was really 24.75. I forgot to turn map my ride on for the first half hour, or first half mile, I should say. So that means that the Specialized Sirrus here now has 2,005 miles on it, almost exactly. And so it was a good ride today. It never did warm up. It's still cold outside, and glad to be home, even though I wore a coat and all those things. Glad to be home.